Hi there. Kind of a mess. Uh, hey, so the sale, hey Oli, the sale going on right now on Barnes& and Noble is the Criterion 50% off sale, the Arrow 50% off sale. So you know what? You know what I thought I'd do? You know what? Just for fun, what we're gonna do tonight, because I had a bit of a rough day, and I did mention it on Twitter for people that saw that. Uh, we are going to talk about. We're gonna go half and half. Hey Danush, welcome, dude. Uh, your package is arriving on the 12th, apparently. So, probably doing a video then. Hey, Boredom. Hey, William. So, I got 5 Criterions. Hey, Nethead. What happened on Twitter? Oh, no, I woke up to, hey, Andy. Canada Post. The thing is, after it goes so far on USPS, you sent me the tracking number. Because I put the tracking number in my phone. So when I opened up my Canada Post today to check on an Amazon thing that I had coming, it automatically took the tracking number and put it into my Canada Post app, which is pretty amazing, and it let me know exactly when it was going to arrive. Hey, Adrian. No, I woke up today and I was on my way to work. Actually, I went to work and I got there because it was an early shift, earlier than I normally do. And it was a long shift. And I'm on day like 18 of exactly, a long time for Christmas. And it's, I miss my better half a lot. It's rough. So anything, hey Joseph, any like negativity or crap, it gets to me. So that's why this is my happy spot. This is my happy place with you guys. But I did have somebody that sent me a kind of a nasty message on Facebook, like a super nasty message actually, and that bummed me out today. So, you know, when you start out with something like that, and it kind of sets the course for your whole day. Well, that's what happened. And I thought about going into it deeper and stuff like that, but let's not go there. Thank you, Danush. That is exactly the way that I'm going to take it. Let's do the happy stuff. Let's do movies. All right, so I just finished doing the litter, and I just changed my clothes. Do you want to start with Criterion or Arrow? We're going to do like a 5 and 5, a half and half. Get it? So like, it's a top 10, but because it's 50% off, it's a half and half. Arrow. We'll start with Arrow. Doctor Sleep. Oh, that's going to be good. I'm not going to get to see any movies in the theater. Well, now we got a half and half. Anybody want to be the deciding vote? Tell you what, let's do one. We'll do one, then we'll do the other. How's that? All right. So what I tried to do when I was doing this list up was, thanks, Dave, was try to pick things that I don't think are normally going to be picked by people, right? So we'll start with Arrow, and then we'll do a Criterion, then we'll do an Arrow, then we'll do a Criterion like that. These are movies that I personally actually adore. I'll tell you exactly why I like the films and why that I think they should be in your list as well. You know, with my beard like this, when I do this, anybody that's a wrestling fan, I actually automatically went back to God, what's his name now? The dude with the 2x4. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody's a wrestling fan. Hi-oh. Nobody's going to remember that, but I'm older and I remember that. Did I buy most of my arrows I had to send away for Hillbilly Jim. No, not Hillbilly Jim, actually. Jim Duggan. Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's who it was. I actually bought most of my arrows through Arrow's website themselves. There's only a few arrows I got when I was in London, actually in their store, because I'm in Canada. Now, one of these here was bought in the store. It was actually a North American one, and it was bought in a Sunrise Records. And at least 3 of these were bought at the no longer around HMV. So first is one that is near and dear to my heart. I love the song. It's probably one of the best songs for a that epitomizes the movie. It is a great one. Hey, Culture Training, with a lot of features and a movie that I just watch over and over again, and I relate to the main guy, and he may not end up so well in the end, but I do relate to the William Peterson character. And this is To Live and Die in LA. If you've never seen this movie, it is a fantastic film. If you want to see like a really young Willem Dafoe, actually looking like the guy that plays Pennywise, then hey Kathy, welcome. Then definitely, really? It's that's pretty cool. Then definitely check this one out. This one always gets to me. The ending, when the first time I saw it, well, close to the end, it shocked the hell out of me. I didn't expect it coming. I didn't see it coming in any way, shape, or form. It kind of blew my mind. But I loved it. And this one here, just to let you know, this one here is Region B, Ragman. Now the reason that is because I'm not sure if you're in like North America. If you're in North America, then there's good news because Shout Factory, their Shout Select label, put this out on that label. So if you can't use a Region B player, you can still get the film. It's a really great movie. This comes with actually a really cool booklet here as well. And back in the day when you chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. Why does that sound familiar? I should know that, shouldn't I? I don't remember it though. But there you can see there's a very young William Peterson there. It's an Australian movie. Maybe I have, or maybe I've just heard of it and I think I've seen it. It's a fantastic film. It is just one that I've watched over and over again. And for the longest time before, actually sometimes still, before I make a video on here, to get myself pumped and in the mood to make a video, because sometimes my energy level is not up to the level that when you see on here. I play the song, and it actually makes me happy. It's by Wang Chung, the song is, by the way. William Friedkin film, fantastic film. If you don't have this one, and if you got a Region B player, definitely 100% check this one out. Arrow did an amazing edition of this. Features, just if you want to like, normally if this was like one of those tape videos, you'd say if you want to pause the video here. I guess if somebody's watching this later, they can pause it, right? But fantastic stuff. And audio commentary by Friedkin, which you gotta love. Brian, Cubic Lover, man. You have to give this movie some love. There's no mask coming out of this one. This one horror. No. It's a bit of a thriller, a cop thriller. Basically, Friedkin plays this kind of like really on the edge cop who's been through a rough time. His partner's been killed, and he's the kind of guy like basically. And there's a sequence in the film where you see him on a bridge and looking down, and it looks like he's gonna jump, like he's stressed out. He's getting ready to kill himself, and he leaps off, and you find out that he's bungee jumping. He is literally on the edge all the time. He is walking the razor's edge. That's his life. And he's teamed up with this guy that actually is really good at this. Definitely check this one out again. Because this is one of the films that I will always say, it's one of the defining films for me. Yep, actually, William Peterson, nice, eh? You got the same first name. Kind of got CSI from this. You see, hey Mug, welcome. See, William Peterson did like The Live and Die in LA, which was an incredible. He did. Criterion Shout Select put it out. Did this, and he did like a Manhunter, and really, oh, that is awesome. And CBS put him on a deal. Hey, Movie Madness, welcome. Getting better. CBS gave him a deal, kind of like they wanted him to do a series. But so basically they paid him so that every year they'd send them scripts. They'd send them like pilot scripts. You'd read them, and if you found something you liked, they'd go with it. And so that went on for a while. Actually, I think it went on for a few years, if I remember correctly. Finally, CSI came across his desk. Wim Peterson loved it, said, I want to do this, and that's how he got CSI. I don't know. I haven't seen that in ages. I totally forgot about that one. You ready for a Criterion? So there's a lot of good Powell and Pressburger films. They were a great team. But my favorite is probably not the favorite of everybody else's. Ooh, did I miss a video? I miss a lot of videos. Put your video links here sometimes, by the way, guys. I would like that, because sometimes I get home and I'm kind of in a funk and I want videos to watch. So always feel free to link your videos down below. So this is Black Narcissus. This is a gorgeous looking film. It is an exercise in tension and in cinematography. It is an extremely well shot film. It's beautiful, and it is vast. And basically it's about a group of nuns with Deborah Carr, I think stars in this one, who go up to this area to kind of like to make it over. It's in the Himalayas. It's a isolated area, and they're gonna. Hey, Jared, welcome. And they're missionaries, so they have this purpose. But as things go on, and they go through a lot of struggles trying to get everything to work. What's really excellent about this is there's an actress in this. I don't want to give anything away, but she has this amazing transformational performance in the film, and she's like both heartbreaking and chilling in a way in her character, and she is gorgeous too. Just to put that one out there. So if you've never seen it, this is Black Narcissus. I strongly recommend it. I think it has one of the better covers. You have it on dude. You must have an awesome Laserdisc collection, JR. And I definitely recommend it. And again, there's a fantastic booklet in here. That is Deborah Carr. Yep, she's the head one. She's the one that has kind of the romance type thing going on. And you can see right here, you can see where kind of the area that they're kind of taking over is at, which is right up in the Himalayas. They face all kinds of perils, both external and internal. Nice, Mary. I think you're gonna let me know if you like it if you get it, okay? Because this is one that I really, really love. Extremely great matte painting, eh? All right, next up in Arrow is one that I think a lot of people pass over and a lot of people pass by. It's one of my favorite vampire films of all time. My favorite vampire film is Fright Night. We just put that there. But I've always adored Lily Taylor, and this film. Right, though I do love Cronus. This is The Addiction. Oh, dude, I love Laserdisc. Guys, you know, my kids also love Laserdisc. They were here last summer and they were doing that. It's a must-buy. If you like J-Horror at all, Brian, the Ringu set, yes, definitely get it. There's some great stuff. Aside from great presentations of all the films, getting that extra Ring film there, called Spiral, of course, the real Ring 2. You're also going to get some great special features and an amazing, it is the same, this is a better film than Driller Killer though, although Driller Killer is fun. You're going to get an amazing essay by Jasper Sharp on the whole J-Horror phenomenon, and he does an incredible job with it. I missed the Bond vid? Okay, I need to see this. Hey Ben, welcome. So, The Addiction is a fantastic film. It has a really good performance by Christopher Walken in this as well. Christopher Walken, I find, stands out in anything he's in. He's not a large part. He's an important part of the film, but he's not in it. There's probably a lot of English language film like Eyes Without a Face. if my better half's there, she'd probably know right away. She loves that film, by the way, Eyes Without a Face. Me too. We sat down and watched it one day, and I think the next day we watched it again. We really liked it. I also like the Billy Idol song. But definitely check out The Addiction. It's a wonderful film. Abel Ferreira, one of his, for me, it's one of his big works, and it always gets like passed over. There's a great feature on there as well. She comes home on the 19th. She leaves. She gets on plane on the 18th. So inshallah, hopefully everything goes okay. She should be here on the morning. Oh, the Eyes Without a Face is a French film. It's But For Now, I think, and I'll probably pronounce the name wrong, just so you know that. But he's wondering if there's like an English language like style film like that, and I know there is. There's a few. In an odd way, I guess. Scalpel. Have I watched a lot of these films before I buy them? Well, Ragman, I'm old. I'm older at least. So a lot of films I've either seen on TV, or I did not have a large social life when I was in high school, so I would go and I would go to video stores a lot, and I would rent like a ton of movies, and I used to just get into them. Got the audition. The UK edition is really good. Yeah, this is a really great like special feature on the Dr. Terror one that I recommend from. Now where are we at? We're at Criterion, aren't we? We are. Okay, next up, here's a lighter one. I wanted something lighter and something kind of nice, and this is one that I really enjoy. Some people call this a screwball comedy. I don't think it is. I don't think it fits the screwball comedy thing, but it is a really great comedy nonetheless. There's actually a good like conversation on screwball comedies here, and that is It Happened One Night with Clark Gable and Clyde Colbert. This is an incredible film. It's the humor and just the pacing and just the way they play off one another stands the test of time today. It really works. It still is really extremely funny. A great film. It often gets like knocked into the screwball comedy category, and I'm a huge fan of screwball comedy, but Arsenic and Old Lace is screwball comedy. Things like The Front Page stuff, that's kind of the screwball comedy stuff. It's kind of like snappy, mile-a-minute type of talking. This is not a screwball comedy, not in the classic sense of the words, but it is an amazing comedy. One of the first Best Picture winners. Let's find out if you're right here, huh? Yep. The first film to accomplish the rare feat of sweeping all 5 major Oscar categories. Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, Best Screenplay, and you best have it in your collection. Dad joke. Hey. So we go from It Happened One Night, which is a movie that I utterly adore and I love, to an Arrow film that isn't what you think it is. Remember when I showed you Malibu Beach, and everybody thought, okay, this is a super Porky's type of film, and it looks, and it's very different than that. So where this all comes from, the first North American edition of that was like a movie called The Last American Virgin. Now, The Last American Virgin is a movie that was based on a series of, I think they're Israeli films. You can correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, guys. Called Lemon Popsicle. And there was like a series of those. So Last American Virgin is actually done by the original director too, Boaz Davidson. Is a movie that can come off like, it starts to come off when you're watching it, like, oh, this is going to be kind of like cheesy, the sexploitation kind of type of film. But it gets serious, and by the end it gets a bit dark. Oh, it is an 80s film, it's very easy, and the soundtrack's fantastic. And it breaks your heart. I mean, the ending of this movie literally breaks your heart. I'm not joking. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a heartbreaking ending, but it is probably the most realistic ending you're ever going to see in one of these style of films. He put out like films like the American Pies and the Porky's and stuff like that. I know what you mean, Coach. I would love to see Better After It come out, actually. Did you really? Oh, I'd give this another chance, man. It did. I mean, Lawrence Monsoon kills me, man. It did. It really, really bothered me. I did. Actually, I'll talk about this after Warlock. One of them I'm surprised is getting a special edition. This was a movie that was like, and we all know this was like a movie that back in the VHS days, Oh yes, we do need just one. You know how I feel. I'm a big fan of Clayton Rohner, who was in that film, and the girl in that movie was really hot too. Actually, I did not pick up the Godzilla set yet. You're so lucky. Here in Canada, the lowest it got was to like $199. It's gone up to 200 something again now. So maybe, probably not. Well, if it's what, it's odd because you know some of these movies they have like, that's probably the same thing, Ken, that's holding off Wildlife as well, which is the sequel, the kind of a sequel, pseudo sequel to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and had Chris Penn, I think, was like one of the actors in that. It's been a long time since I've seen like the Wildlife, but I remember back in the day, and it's never got over to DVD or Blu-ray. Don't Look Now. So this is one of the scarier movies you're going to see, but not just this. They do actually. That's why I'm thinking about getting. But I got to wait till my better half comes back. We'll talk about it. So yeah, because you're having issues with that. You're in Canada too, so maybe I'll have issues with it. I used to have no problems with them before though. This movie is an amazing film. It has a stark, realistic opening. So realistic that the boyfriend of the actress tried to get this film blocked because there is a major lovemaking sequence in the film that looks real. It looks really, really real. But the film is utterly gorgeous. It's Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland. Definitely, like, give it another watch. I mean, like, I would suggest reading the Daphne du Maurier short story as well, which is really good. I grew up, like, my mom's in the Double Day Book Club when I was a kid, and when she would come visit, because I lived with my grandparents, she would say, you know, I want you to read, I want you to focus on reading. That's actually a good idea, but I gotta wait for my better half to come on before I'm gonna do any of this stuff. Well, thank you for the idea. But so she would come and she'd say, I'm going to order from Doubleday. Do you want to get something? You know, every month, you know, call me or I'm going to send you the thing, you know, you can order it. And I did so. I ordered Daphne du Maurier's, you know, short story collection. And I read Don't Look Now long before I saw the film. But what I love about the film, aside from I just love the movie itself, is from a filmmaking standpoint, if you want to go into movies or you want to make films, you want to like get behind that camera, you want to do that type of thing, this is a masterclass in editing, in film editing. If I was ever to do like a film class, if I ever did like a film theory class, if I ever, you know, got to that, like became a prof or something like that, I would, this would be something that you would have to look at and for editing, because this is a masterclass in editing done 110% right. She does actually. Rebecca's another one. I'm rereading some of the Fletch novels right now at work, when like I'm on my break. I'm starting with the original. I can picture, as I'm reading it, I can picture the Tim Matheson scene, the birds. Yeah, that's another one, and where he's basically asking Fletch to kill him, which is kind of the opening of the book, because he thinks Fletch is like just like a homeless dude, like a junkie, and Fletch is obviously, you know, he's a reporter working on a story. If you've never seen Fletch, definitely check out Fletch. This will be your first one? Well, you're going in good, man, because you're getting the set is pretty awesome. I want it so bad. White of the Eye. This is a Donald Cammell film, and Donald Cammell was like literally like a tortured artist in like pretty much all sense of the words. He made a famous film called Performance as well. But this for me, this is his masterpiece for me. The reason now, Scream Factory put out an edition of this film, and it's good. They did a good edition of the film, but this is a better edition of the film, And there's like one really, really like stellar reason for that. There is a feature-length documentary on here called Donald Cammell, The Ultimate Performance, which is a documentary about his entire life. And if you know about Cammell and his life and the tragic turn that that took and how kind of messed up he was, it is an utterly fascinating documentary. Something that you could easily see put out on its own, and you'd buy it. This is if you ever get the chance to nooch, this is a region. This is region B, but I think you're region 3, right? It's stunning. Like there's a really good like in a pretty big, like decent size like booklet in here as well. It's one of those films where the first time I saw it, I was at my mom's. I was visiting my mom, and we had a store. And this was one of the movies that that was there at the store. So I was sitting down and I was watching it. And I thought at first it was going to be one of those like a Jagged Edge type of thing, or one of those mystery ones where you're not quite sure, like did he or didn't he type of thing. And it didn't go in that direction. You pretty much know, pretty straight out, the killer. There's no kind of hide in that. It decides to deliver tension in a different way. In actuality, when Cammell was, given the movie to do, they gave it to him to like make a standard slasher film. That's what they wanted. It was just him to do like a standard slasher movie, like a Friday the 13th type of thing. They got something immensely different from a standard slasher film. So White of the Eye, I definitely recommend it. If you haven't checked it out, definitely one worth looking into. I try to. Sometimes though, Regman, like some people, I'll get in a movie, I'll leap in, and I'll buy an edition of a film, then I realize, oh damn, there's a better edition out. Then I'm like buying a second edition of the film. I almost recently picked up New York Ripper by Blue Underground, but that would be my 4th copy New York Ripper, and I know I want the film, but I can't do it right now. Well, that's a different Prey that's on Vinegar Syndrome than is on Arrow. The Prey on Vinegar Syndrome is a Norman J. Warren film, which is an English film, kind of a sci-fi. Or I did see Performance years ago, but I don't own it though. And the other Prey is like kind of an 80s Thorn EMI slasher film, with, I think that's a bit of like a supernatural alien presence type thing. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I remember no, dude, it's got the same name. Easy to make that mistake. This pretty much just has an axe, like in a tree or something like that, and with a blue tint on it. Back when I saw it, anyway, it was like a Thorn EMI. Sweet Smell of Success. This is brilliant, and if you want to write, oh, then definitely, dude, it's definitely worth the upgrade. I need to upgrade it, and I got 3 editions. This movie, Danuch, probably has some of the best lines in a film ever. It is great performances by Burt Lancaster and Tony Curtis. It is an acid-tongued, razor-sharp film that is utterly brilliant. It really is. And if you ever wanted to, remember when I mentioned Don't Look Now and said, if you want to do editing, you want to do that type of thing. If you want to write anything like films or movies, and you want to really see an example of like dialogue done utterly perfectly, like written perfectly, and it doesn't miss a beat, and it seems real without ever boring you. It draws you in. Sweet Smell of Success is that film. As you can tell, I've told you a lot about the dialogue stuff without telling you anything about the film, because it is one that I do think it is best to go in fairly blind and just enjoy the movie. Like, let yourself get into the film and enjoy it for what it is. Now, there is a ton of features, as always, on this one here. Uh, what's James Howe? Or James Wong? James Wong Howe, okay. James Wong Howe was the cinematographer on this film. And the cinematography is crisp and gorgeous. And there is actually a documentary, a full-length documentary on the cinematographer of this film included with the with this one right here. Again, utterly great cast. One of the best films, you know, bar none. Now here's one that I haven't talked about. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but a director that I really enjoy, especially a lot of his early work. You hate performance? I like performance. I know it's not for everybody, and I can understand you not liking it, but it's one that I did enjoy. But I get why you don't like it. But this one here is by a director that I think is extremely well known now, of course, and that is Stormy Monday, and that's by Mike Figgis. And if you've never heard of Figgis, definitely check out his stuff, especially his early stuff. It's extremely well done. This is the guy that did Internal Affairs with Richard Gere, and was Leaving Las Vegas, right? Didn't he do Leaving Las Vegas? Yeah, okay, it's on back here, perfect. So yeah, he did Leaving Las Vegas as well. His characters are never, it's gorgeous cover art, isn't it? His characters are never pat. This, of course, is a neo-noir film. And basically it stars Tommy Lee Jones as an American over in London, and he's going there basically to take over this jazz club. It's got you've got Sting, you've got like a young Sean Bean, a young Melanie Griffith in here. I could definitely. That's the thing. We learn a lot from each other on this one. Figgis is an incredible director, and he's really good with the complexity of characters. And noir is like that. Noir characters are usually not kind of like, hey, B-movie archives, are not kind of pat characters that you just look at and you're like, okay, I get who that character is. No, there's different edges and hidden corners and shadows and stuff hidden in the closet. And Stormy Monday is a really good film. Always love this one. And again, cinematography on this one here, if you really want me to say on it, is by Roger Deakins. So if that name sounds familiar, that's because Roger Deakins did No Country for Old Men, and Roger Deakins did a movie that's considered one of the great cult films of all time, actually. He was the cinematographer for a little movie called The Big Lebowski. And if you've seen The Big Lebowski and you've seen No Country for Old Men, then you know that Deakins, I understand exactly what that's like, B-movie archives, and never apologize for real life doing stuff, because that's the thing. It's real life. I think he did do Blade Runner, actually. I'd have to look it up, but I think he did. It would make sense if he did, because it is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. One more. Deakins was an incredible cinematographer. He's still around, right, Roger Deakins? Definitely definitely check it out. Maybe I gotta look more into his filmography. You guys have mentioned some films, but I'm like, ooh. Then you need to see Stormy Monday. And it's one that I think kind of like really went under the radar, because a lot of people either, you know, they didn't know it, or it was a movie that they'd seen long ago and had kind of forgotten about. I really like Mike Figgis, and I do think that he doesn't get enough credit for what he... Night of the Hunter, Ben, is a great choice. It is one of the great Criterions of all time, one of the great films of all time. So that is an amazing choice. I got that from my dad, and I own it myself. I got that from my dad when it came out. It's his favorite film, and I can see why, because it is just brilliantly done. Like from beginning to end, it is amazingly brilliantly done. So, are you ready for the last one? Number 5 on the Criterion. And this is Kiss Me Deadly. Kiss Me Deadly is a film that you kind of got to experience. Oh wow, cool. So he's an interactive dude with a website. I appreciate that, actually. This is one that ever since, never be sorry, dude. Ever since I've started this channel, and ever since I mentioned Criterion films, usually early on, Purple Noon was one that I was always mentioning to people because I always think that one gets missed by a lot of people. And this one here, Kiss Me Deadly. I don't have Island of Lost Souls yet, Danuch. It's one that I got to pick up, but it is a great film, and I do think that everybody deserves to check it out. But this here, aside from being like a really good film, one of my favorites actually, and I think that Meeker does an incredible job in this one here, and he was like a very different like type of person for this role, because he's more of a song and dance type of guy. The cover art is meant to like obviously emulate the pulp novels of the 40s and 50s, and I think it does a brilliant job of that. So remember when we say like Criterion covers can often be boring and kind of bland, this is definitely not one of those type of covers. This one really stands out. See, there's lots of good arrows out there. And they did an amazing job. And there's a documentary called Mike Hammer's Mickey's Plane. No, I remember. It is actually. I haven't done. Do you want me to do a noir video this month, guys? I can try to get one in. Oh, I don't think I can watch Antichrist the second time. This is von Troyer, right? If you're talking about the von Troyer one. Nice. So there we go, Kiss Me Deadly. Now, before I go any farther, or even get into the indicator announcements, there's something that is what was Peter Griffin grinds my gears, right? Was that like Peter Griffin that we used to say that, or was that like Sue Sylvester? I can't remember. Anyway, so. Oh, dude, it's a good film, but it's a hard watch. It is a hard watch, and I don't think I would be watching Antichrist a second time. So, James Dean. Has everybody heard the James Dean controversy? Sometimes people do actually, Ragman. When I was a kid, obviously, when I go into like to watch to pick something out in a video store. Often I'd be looking at stuff and I'd be picking something up, and somebody would come over and they'd talk to me about a film, and we'd start talking, and we'd like trade ideas and thoughts on films and that, and I'd find movies that way. Other times, it was just reading from magazines or just going in there. I've seen all of day actually. I'm a drama kid. You got to remember that. Is it kind of a guilty pleasure? I'm not sure it's good, but I just like it. But for what it was. But yeah. And I always say that, other people direct me to their films, and I love that fact. So, James Dean. This is horrible. This is incredibly horrible. James Dean they're making a movie with James Dean without his permission. Now, anybody that's read or saw or watched anything or knows anything about Dean, you know that he was a private person. He was very much that kind of that tortured kid. The artists were tortured. That's what we are. There was no way in hell he would ever have like signed off on something like this. Like he wouldn't have, and that makes it even worse. Because this is somebody that wouldn't want this. And it sets a scary precedent for the future. And companies and exactly what they own when it comes to an artist and their image and their rights, and hopefully badly. I know I won't see it, not even for out of morbid curiosity, because it sets a bad precedent. Just think, like, we'll go to like the exactly, not just movies, like people in power at all. Yeah, and here it is. If they get away with this, they can get away with a lot of stuff, and it is scary. To take somebody's image and to like manipulate it in that way, to literally take the soul of that person, the artistic merit of that person, and anybody here that's ever done anything, if you wrote, if you drew, if you picked up a guitar or an instrument and you played it, and you created something, you put your soul into that. That's that for a lot of people, that's your life, that's your legacy, that's what you do. And when they like take a digital version of something like that, and they just like, but things are, Schwarzenegger's still alive. He's able to say yes, okay, do that. James Dean isn't. And to take somebody like that, it's to rip out their artistic soul, and that may seem a little bit like far with it, but this is a start of something. And how Hollywood reacts to this, oh, it's definitely not moral, man. How Hollywood reacts to this is going to tell a lot for the future, and for actors too, because can you imagine what this can mean for actors in the future? And for, like, can you imagine like a Humphrey Bogart movie? Or imagine if they took, like, to go even farther, imagine if this became a thing, right? Then they said, okay, well, let's take Marilyn Monroe's image and let's do an adult film with Marilyn Monroe. I know this obviously gets about as tasteless as you can get with something like that, but there you go. And somebody just mentioned like news or politics. Can you imagine that? Well, not really. I mean, like Bruce Lee's like The Game of Death. What basically happened with that one, Carlitos? The film, the script was already there, and he passed during the making of it. So, and it was he kind of wanted it. He would have wanted it finished. There's a difference in, like, say, finishing a movie that somebody started and they pass away during it, and then like just literally taking somebody's image and somebody's like persona and actually crafting like another film out of that. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. It's sketchy at the very least, and immoral and very scary at the Tales from the Crypt. In a way they did, yeah. But like there was like, remember the man with Bogey's face? Like that was like it's where they kind of used to like use clips, and he had this guy that looked like Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, like Brandon with the Crow. He passed away when the Crow, he was accidentally killed during the making of the Crow. But Brandon Lee put his heart and soul into the Crow, and there's no way that he wouldn't want to see what he would have considered his best performance to get out there. So for that, those were movies that were done definitely with the blessings of the people. Danucci, I know, man, but isn't that bad? To think that. That's about it. That's as political as my channel gets. But it's Hollywood politics, but it's scary. Yeah, exactly. You can fake a lot of stuff out there. And sometimes things are just so blatantly obvious, but people getting away with stuff, man. People getting away with stuff. It's not just, I'd like to say, okay, the United States are driven by money and stuff, but Mug, let's be honest, like, it's not just the U.S. It's like all countries are driven by that almighty dollar. Like Canada is definitely guilty of that, as are anywhere. It's scary. It's becoming a scary time. I'm not quite sure how that happens still, Mike. I'm still on the logistics of that, but I don't want to get into that. But I understand, and I feel your pain, man. Yes, but do you want me to answer that though, Danush? You really want me to answer it? Because I think he's worse. I think they're easy on him. That's just my opinion. That's I don't want to talk politics or anything like that. That's honestly kind of what I think. And it's a scary time, man, for a lot of countries. Thank you, Rich. Let's go to there. Visible Man trailer. Actually, it looks kind of cool. I'm kind of interested in it. It should be fun. D- Dude, that's a career that I've been following for a long time, way before politics or anything came into the equation. Uh, I'm a huge fan. I grew up like of I'm a huge fan of like media people, and I was a journalist. That's what I went to school for. So like studying people and history and stuff like that was kind of a big deal to me back in the day. And yeah, let's not go there. I don't want to have an argument or anything like that. It's okay to have differing opinions on things. That's fine. It does not change the way that I feel about somebody else if they have a different opinion than me. It's just it is scary. I mean, like not just in politics. No, don't just think politics, but just think in like in crimes, or or just in the world in general. Nice. Read your comment above. It's not political, is it? Handmaid's Tale on TV. I read the book years ago, but I haven't watched the series yet. I do want to watch it. And is that season 2 or season 3 right now? Did Disney Plus start yet? Because if it has, I didn't know that. I thought it was starting next week sometime. Hey, Danny, the 12th. Okay, nice. Okay, I would definitely be getting it. I'm interested in Disney Plus. I'm interested in a lot of the shows. Kind of want to see The Mandalorian. Any movie that has like Werner Herzog, like any TV show has Werner Herzog in it. I've seen the first few seasons of Orange is the New Black. I think the first 3, but I haven't seen it past that. So too much, Ragman, because when I rewatch something, I end up like not getting to certain films that I should get to, and there's still a lot of films that I got to get to. I've ever played the Gabriel Knight games. I don't know if I have actually. I've heard of them. They're like supernatural games, right? I feel like I might have played one. I feel like I played an early one, but I don't think I played any like I didn't play like a succession of them. But I know I've played one at least. But I don't remember which one it is. Orange is the New Black's a lot of fun. It's actually based on a true, on a true. It's like it starts off obviously based on a true story on a book. Actually, I really like Downton Abbey. I really like Downton Abbey. I know it's not for everybody, and it can be like a slower paced show, but that's the type of it's the type of show that is. Hey, Pinga, welcome. Uh, I haven't seen the film yet. Which one did you get? Oh, nice. Congratulations. I think you're going to love it. I really do. The Sinbad set is excellent. And I am not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to get to the indicator thing in a second at Warlock. Part of the reason I watched Orange and New Black in the New Black in the first place is because I was turning on I Love Godzilla and I love King of the Monsters. Actually, it's one of my favorites. I think it's really underrated. So the girl from that '70s show is going to be in it, and she's going to be doing nude scenes, and that's all I needed to know to watch that. Much in the same way that Spartacus was a series, and I said, I'll get to Spartacus one of these days. And I was online, and someone said, oh, did you know that Lucy Lawless from Xena Warrior Princess does massive nudity in Spartacus? Yeah, Laurie Perpin. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to get to Spartacus right now. And I did. And both shows actually turned to be really good. All right, let's talk about the indicator announcement. So let me bring up the indicator one here. I want to see what you guys' thoughts are on the whole indicator thing. So there are 4 announcements. Our Orphans. Don't know if I remember that one. Resurrected. Winter Kills. And in a special big box set, Night Tide, which okay. It's going to have like lobby cards and an 80-page book. So Nicholas Winding, how'd you do his name? Refn? Is that how it's pronounced? Presents this one, but Night Tide is like this Dennis Hopper film. It's an earlier film. It's one of those that back in the day was a dollar bin type of film. You'd always find it there. But I would love to have like a really good edition of Night Tide. So as crazy as that sounds, I would really want that. Now Resurrected I want to get to, and I will tell you why. Not just because it has the guy that just happens to look like me, David Thewlis, but it has Rita Tishingham. I'm a huge fan of Rita Tishingham. Orphans, I don't think I've seen Orphans actually. It's a 1998 film that looks like it passed me by. So that's intriguing. And of course, Winter Kills is Jeff Bridges, Toshiro Mifune. And it has 2 cuts of the film there. So that's interesting. Well, so it's not a bad overall January month. Like you're coming in to January, they're going to put out stuff that you can go for, but if you may not want to go for right in January type of thing, but they're tempting you. They're putting options out there that are definitely going to tempt you. Because January's that time, it's right after Christmas, and there's all the sales are on. Like if you live in the UK or Canada, the Boxing Day sales happen as well, and you're not quite sure how much cash you got left over after Christmas and after all that type of stuff. So it's a hard time to pick up something like this, but I'm definitely going to look at it. So this is the cover for Night Tide. This one here is, I love the cover. I love this cover for Winter Kills. Resurrected, I don't think I can show you because it looks like there's a new dude on it. And Orphans, well, this one looks really kind of comedically dark. It's a guy holding a coffin. I can't read your comment yet. I got to get back to it. People, true Christmas money. Not usually me. I'm usually the person giving the Christmas money. I've seen an Eskimo film with Toshiro Mifune. I don't know, actually. I would have to look into it, to be honest. if they're doing a volume 5, I'm not quite sure. I got to actually think about that. Because volume 4 looks like it's going to be excellent. I'm eagerly anticipating volume 4. Though my better half, I got that pre-ordered. I'm more than likely she's going to put that away for Christmas, so I'm not going to get to see it till then, just so you know that. But those are my thoughts on that. I'm not usually the person with like Christmas money. Like my mom sometimes gives me Christmas money, but this year she's getting me the Rec collection from Scream Factory. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. I have kids, so that's what they usually want for Christmas. They want money. I'll ask them what they want. And when they were younger, they're in like high school or elementary school, I was the one that got the cool toys, like the video game systems and the computers and stuff like that. I don't know if I've seen that actually. I'm kind of curious actually. Oh, Mug, you have a great evening there. I'm actually going to be having to head out a bit soon too, because although a lot of indicators are region free, Movie Madness, always check on their website. They usually let you know if they're region free, but I know that the Sinbad ones and stuff like that, they were all region free. It's only when there's like a clash with another company that the movies aren't region free. And I'm getting sick as well. Sorry about that, guys. You going in? I'll end the video. Well, we'll do another video on Vincent, don't worry. Before the sale, a couple at least. You guys know I'm here by now. 7 Samurais X. Excellent. Okay. With that sneeze, quite violent as it was, I need to get tea and probably blankets. I'm Aaron. This is the Movie Library. You guys are the Movie Club. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for turning a pretty bad day into an awesome day. I do need a hanky and some tea. It's tonight, just some orange pico. And I will see you soon next time here in the Movie Library.